Hello and welcome to the next installment of Alex Arts and Crafts. Alex Arts and Crafts! Making art with friends. This is episode 438. Today I will show you how I'm going to try and carve a sea lion out of this rock. If you remember from the last episode, I carved a turtle, like this one. Or no, this is the one I carved, right here. I'm gonna use the same rock. It's I found it in a construction site where I work, and it's like a soapstone, and it's very soft. So I'm trying to carve a sea lion today. Kind of look like this one, or that one, but nothing like this, because that's insane. Hopefully it goes well. I'm going to give it to my mom as a gift for her birthday coming up. But don't tell her, because you'll ruin the surprise. Let's get started. Step 1. Decide what you're going to carve. I already did that. Step 2. Draw the outline. So this step, you draw the shape of what you're going to carve on the rock. In this case, it's the sea lion. I just use a pencil, and then I draw on the rock. I already did it. It's on there. Well, you can't see it because it's on the other side. You can kind of see the faint lines. And that's step 2. Draw the outline. Step 3. Carve the sea lion. Alright, there you go. All done. And that's how you that's how you carve a seal. Thanks for watching. Step 3. Carve away the excess material. So to begin carving, or I'll show you my tools. I use this chisel to carve like the bulk of it. At the beginning, I'll use a chunk of cinder block because it's really rough, and I scrape it on the sides and on the corners. That gets away it sands away most of the material. And if you turn around, I got some tools back there, some more finer tools that I'll use later. So I'm going to begin with that cinder block that I showed you. What I'm going to do is carve around that outline that I drew. Rocks! Step 4. Begin using hand tools. Alright, so I just used the cinder block and carved, or I sanded away the excess material. And this is what we're left with. Right here. You kind of see, it's starting to look like a seal. There's what it's kind of look like. Right. Now I'm going to use the chisel and get that shape, that seal shape. Okay.
Cocaine.
What was that? Made you look.
But got him at the evil wall.
So here's where we're at. You can kind of see the seal shape starting to take shape. Kind of just going around that outline and carving off the pieces. You know, people will watch this video and they come up to me afterwards and they say, "Hey Alec, I tried to make that seal that you carved. What do you think?" And they'll show it to me and I tell them, you know, yeah, I give that my seal of approval. My friend invited me on this safari in Africa once, and he said, you know, come along, and I'm gonna see some big cats, you know, like bigger than the ones like the cat I have here. And I didn't believe him. He said, come on, and, yeah, you know, you'll see. And so we went on this safari, and we got out there and saw a bunch of animals, and he said, you know, see, lions.
Horizon has been defeated by the pirates of the new age.
So my buddy Russ was building a wall between his yard and his neighbors, and he said it's going to be a great wall, probably the greatest you've ever seen. And you know, he built it, and he said, "Now there's a wall." And I looked at my friend, and he said, "No, Russ, you know, I've seen bigger." So I was going to take him to see a better wall. And I took him out to the beach, pointed out onto some rocks, and said, you know, now there's a wall, Russ.
And so castles made of sand fall in the sea.
So here's where we're at. I've got the shape carved, kind of, you know, it looks like a seal, and you can kind of see it from this angle, right? There's the drawing again. So now I'm going to go in this direction through and get this kind of outline, but this way. Okay.
Nothing on the top of the bucket and a mop and a illustrated book about birds.
People, they always ask me, you know, like, what happened to your finger? And I tell them, well, no, you just didn't look at it all the way. I haven't been. It's right there. It was folded. People always come up to me and ask me, you know, hey Alec, what's your secret? Like, how do you make these really cool carvings and stuff? And I tell them, and then so I tell them my secret.
If you want to destroy my sweater.
Step 5. Use finer tools. Alright, so this is where we're at. Now how the seal looks. It looks like a bird at this point. But now I'm going to use those. They're kind of smaller tools, and they'll help me get the finer details in there. So Step 6. Carve the fins. So the next step is to carve the fins on the side. So we have the outline, right? And I drew the little fin on the side. And then when you carve it, I started on this one and I carve it in there, so kind of, I don't want to carve it with it out, because it would break off. Yeah. Step 6. Sand the seal. Alright, that's where we're at the seal. All nice and carved. With the fins, the head, the tail. It's on there. The next step is to sand it. This is sandpaper. That's how I'm going to sand it. I'm going to wet it and sand it. So follow me to the kitchen and I'll show you how I'm going to sand it. I'm going to use the sink. Oh, you stayed here. Well, I sanded it. Here we go. There's the seal. It's got some spots on there, some rocks are stuck in that. But fortunately, some seals have spots. Well, I'm happy with how this seal turned out. So I think, it's going to be a good gift for Mom for her birthday. Speaking of which, I'd like to give a special shout out, a little happy birthday wish. Happy birthday, Mom. Well, I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Everyone stay tuned for my next episode. I'm going to carve something else. Bye.
This is the end.